Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and this is the first layout with my Simple Stories collection, Wildflower. So I had to dive into one of the butterfly prints, and because my photo was taken at night, I thought it would be really nice to go with the blue butterfly print because it felt more like Twilight-y and stuff, and I really like how the blue has the yellow in it. So I'm going to do this blue and yellow color scheme for this first page. I only have this one 4x6 photo, so I thought it'd be cool since I have so much cut apart stuff to use, to just kind of pile a bunch of stuff on top of the photo. So that's kind of the plan. I just matted this photo on some plain white. I trimmed up 3 of the corners, but because this month's theme for How to Kill a Kit with Style is not so perfect, I really want to try to do like paper tearing or something like that on every page, stuff that kind of distresses the page and can go wrong and not look perfect. I feel like that's the point. And when I tear paper, I kind of never really know what I'm going to get. You have more control when you use the ruler the way I just did. But I just think it's nice. Like, I never really know how the torn paper is going to look, and I kind of just always like that freedom and that interest it gives the page. So I tore the top of the white just to give a little bit of interest. I'm inking everything in my Recollections Archival ink. That's the dark blue shade. I think that'll be nice to kind of tie everything together. But I kind of knew I was using these 2 papers right off the bat. Here I'm tearing some more with the ruler. I decided just to do 2 strips down the sides, because I kind of like this very vertical design I have going. So I want to accentuate that. I decided to use the butterfly on each side with torn edges, and I'll just stress those a bit more. And then now I just decided to take a scrap piece of black to kind of use as my template to glue all these pieces together. And I really like this because I obviously saved a huge chunk of the blue since I only needed those 2 strips. But I also got to save a good strip of that yellow paper, so I'll have that to go forward on other pages too. But I'm just really quick, I'm going to distress the torn edges a little bit extra, get those glued down. Everything's getting inked in blue, and so I'm just going to take a moment to compose the 12 by 12 before I continue with the layering. But I love this blue and yellow color scheme. So what I was saying before I got sidetracked was I kind of just went through my cut aparts ahead of time because I knew these were the 2 pattern papers I was wanting to use. And I went ahead and pulled out like the 3x4 cards and the 2x2 cut aparts and a tag and whatever else I thought fit the color scheme, so that I wouldn't have like the entire collection to look at. I could kind of just look at the blue and yellow stuff. So I like what I have going so far. I'm just going to finish gluing down the 12 by 12 so I can get back to the layering. This was a pretty simple page, but it was a lot of fun, and I really liked how vertical everything was. And I'm definitely trying to remember to pull, even though this is a very good, well-rounded kit, I have the paper, I have cut aparts, tags, stickers, die cuts. I still want to pull things in from my stash, so I'll pull like twine and stuff in a little bit later, but it's still early and there's a lot of ephemera I have for this kit, so I'm trying to make sure I try to put a dent in it in these early pages so I don't have hopefully a ton of it left over at the end of the month. But I went through, just inked everything with the blue, and then I think I will go back to my layering. I really liked what I had going so far with the tag and the cut apart, but I definitely want to add some texture. I need something to break up these bits, and it's all looking very blocky. There's just a lot of corners and rectangular edges with all this stuff stacked together. So I'm going to try to add some stuff to break it up a little bit. One of those square cut aparts had this little yellow and blue moth stamp. So I did fussy cut that and pop it up on some foam. So that adds a little bit of dimension too, which I really like. And then I just relayered these cut aparts how I had them. But I needed a little bit extra. I wanted to layer some more, but not really anything with this collection. So that's when I went in with the doily and the glassine bag, which always adds a nice little light extra layer and texture. And then that's when I went in with my blue and white twine to thread through the tag. And I really like that. I think the the blue ties into a lot of the blue tones I already have going. But it does kind of bother me that twine is only through that tag. So I kind of want to add twine somewhere else on the page. So that's when I decide, okay, maybe I'll just run some twine up the edges of the page just so I have some texture and some interest over there. I really, really like with this collection that the metallic is silver. The collection itself doesn't really have metallic in it, but the brads that come with this collection, the brad stickers, have silver, and I love that because it means I can use my tiny attacher. I struggle with mixing metals. I really don't like to mix my metals, so I love using my tiny attacher, but obviously I have silver staples right now. I know they sell staples in other metallics, but I only have the silver ones. So I was really excited that I had silver metallic to work with on this page because that meant I could use my tiny attacher finally. So I'm just stapling this twine to the top and bottom of the edges, and I really like how this looks. I think it adds so much, and it's just such an easy thing to do. I feel like a lot of us have twine, or if we buy twine, it's a massive roll. Maybe not everyone, but I feel like it takes me a really long time to go through twine. So this is a really fun, easy way to get some more of it used up. So that's all I did. I stapled it down. I am going to use some washi tape just to secure the loose ends on the back so they don't accidentally get tugged, but they feel pretty secure with those staples. It just makes me feel better to do this. So I'm just taking some extra washi that I hardly ever use. It kind of just became my washi for securing the backs of papers, which is fine. But yeah, I'm going to get those secure really quick, and then we'll go back to the layering. But I'm really happy with how the cut aparts look. I'm glad I got a tag used up. So now I kind of need to focus on the sticker sheet and if there's any of the die cuts I want to use. So I feel like I did the cut apart section justice. Now I need to kind of focus on what else I'm going to do. So I'm just picking out a couple blue and yellow things, trying to figure out what I want to use. I'm trying to just strictly stick to this color scheme. So anything that has green or pink, I'm just not even looking at, which helps narrow down what I have to work with really nicely. So I'm just color sorting everything. I typically like to do this in the beginning of using collections anyways, because I do tend to make my layouts based on color schemes. So this just right off the bat really helps me see what I have to work with for each type of color layout I want to do. So this is the blue and yellow layout, so I'm looking at the blue and yellow stuff. Definitely wanted to try to get some florals on here. I really like this one floral because it has the blue and the yellow. So I am going to pop that up on some foam to layer on top of the tag over there, and I think that looks really nice. I do want something to kind of fill in the space of the doily, so I found this yellow leafy die cut, and I like what that adds as well. So these are pretty much what I pull in from the die cut section, and now I want to look at the sticker sheet to try to pull some stickers in. I'm really trying to be good about using every kind of product for this collection. I feel like adding the stickers plus the die cuts plus whatever else. All those different finishes give you a lot of texture, and I think it really rounds out the page nicely. So, and I just don't want to have like a whole sticker sheet left over at the end of the month because I forgot about it and only used die cuts. So I have my 2 die cuts down. I'm going to start looking at the sticker sheet. There's one thing on the sticker sheet I know I really want to use, and that's the blue tiger. This layout is documenting Billy. I don't like I like sleeping when it's really dark, so we usually have the blinds closed. But when the weather is really nice, typically, early spring, late fall, we'll have the windows open, and obviously I want the blinds open so we can get the nice breeze into the room. And so this was one of those nights where the window is open and the street lamp is kind of flooding Billy with light. And he just looks so majestic. We're laying in bed and he's just looking out the window. And I really wanted to document that. All the pictures of Billy I have left to scrap are kind of after we found out about his prognosis. And so I started taking a lot of photos of everyday life that I hadn't really documented with him. But that now I kind of felt it was really important to take these pictures and document that this was a part of our daily life. So this is us at night. He loves to sleep in the bed with us, but he takes up a lot of space. So I ended up getting him a big dog bed that he could sleep on when we got too cramped. But this was when he was still up in the bed with us, and I just really felt like this was a good page to document that, especially because the blue and then the yellow with his fur, I just felt like the color scheme went really well. And then I had these navy thickers that my mom had given me. I love these, and I actually had enough letters to spell watchdog. So that's why I decided to title it. A couple of the other titles I thought about using I didn't have the letters for, but this worked out, and he was our watchdog, so I felt like that was perfect. I'm pretty sure in this photo he saw a cat that was walking down the street, so he was super intent in monitoring its progress. But yeah, I love the title along the bottom. I think it's nice. It pulls that dark blue down there. It kind of balances that courage, dear heart die cut apart that's on the top. So I really like that. And then here's that tiger sticker I really wanted to use. I was worried I wouldn't. As soon as I saw it, I was like, that's really cute. How I'm going to use it, I don't know, when I saw this collection. But then I thought this is the first page, and I feel like it went. It's blue, and I don't know. Billy and a tiger are both animals, so it went. But I did pop that up on some foam to have a little bit of dimension as well. And then I didn't really need this other sticker, but I was really just wanting to do a little bit more. So I did just add a blue floral up there by the yellow die cut floral just for an extra little bit. And then I can't forget the brads. I really want to use my brads as my finishing touch to get some of that shine and that extra silver on here. So I'm just picking through a couple of blue and yellow ones to layer in two of the areas. So I layered 2 by the tiger and 2 on the tag, and then I wanted a little something up here by this floral cluster, so I just pulled in a couple of the periods from the alpha so that navy foam is in both areas too. So I think that all balanced out really nice. Here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.